1, 2. 1, 2.
Hold it away.
No pressure. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'm not going to say wow many times tonight, but I'm going to say it now, wow. It just looks absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for coming. We couldn't, it's not a party, it's not a wedding without all the people you love, all our family and friends. So thank you so much. For anyone who doesn't know me, I hope it's not too many people. I'm Jim McGivern. I'm the very, very, very proud dad of Georgina, and now the very, very proud father-in-law of Will. Have I been stressed this week about this? Not stressed about the wedding, not stressed about the speech, stressed about the weather? Absolutely. I don't know how many people are superstitious in this room last night, but there was three members of the bridal party at 10 o'clock last night in the pouring rain at the bottom of my garden burying a sausage. Did it work? Hands up if it worked. Absolutely. So brilliant. Again, thank you so much for coming. We've got people, Monty and Pete here, all the way from New Zealand. Going back on Tuesday. That's got to be the quickest week's return from New Zealand to England ever. People from Devon and all our Scottish contingent. Thanks again. It's what's going to make it work. It's what's going to make tonight a great party. I've just got to go through a few thank yous. I know between Ben and Will, both best men, Ben and Joe, Will, myself, we will thank everyone. But from my part, Richard and Tracy, absolutely could not have done it without you tonight. All the finance, all the day-to-day running, everything you've done, certainly couldn't have done without you, making it such a beautiful day. Richie, I'm going to call you out big time. Richie's given us the field to put the tent up in. He's running the bar. He's going above and beyond. He's helped us out so much this week. So really, Richie, absolutely, thank you so much. To the caterers and the bar staff, absolutely fantastic food. I know George and Will spent a lot of time choosing it, but it was absolutely brilliant. Pauline, that wonderful wedding cake over there. I know you've had a bit of stress this week, but look at it now. Is it all worth it? Absolutely. Thank you so much. Jill and Nick for the cheese board. Not just the cheese, but the cheese board underneath it. The cheese board underneath it is part of the bar that Nick and Richard built. Look at that bar. There's not a better bar in this county tonight. I've not seen it. Absolutely fantastic. But putting it all together, I was giving you lots of thanks. There'll be loads more tonight. Deborah, my wife. She's put it all together. Months of coordination at the same time as a 30 wedding anniversary, a 21st birthday party, and a home hen do. I've seen the photos of the home hen do, absolutely fantastic. Not sure about your life model. Look like a little fat tax inspector. I'm sure you had a great time. I've seen the drawings. I don't know if to be impressed or not, or scared. Anyway, so that's it. I've done the thanks. Thank you so much for everyone. If I've missed anyone out or anyone tonight, I'm sure it's not on purpose. So, Georgina. I'm not going to weep. I've done that today. I did it in the taxi. I did it in the house when I first saw Georgina, so I'm not going to do it tonight. I was going to ad-lib today, and if I'd have done it from the heart, I'd have been blubbing by now. So I'm going to sum you up, George, in a few words. An inspiration. You're a proper inspiration to me and your mum. You've been an inspiration for your whole 28 years on this planet. Everything you do with dedication, love, hard work, and it's been an honour to watch you do it all that time. You're an inspiration to us. You're a role model to your two sisters, Georgina and Sophia. You butted... Sophia and Freya. You've butted heads enough times, but I know they both look up to you, and I know you've been through some great times together with loads more to come. Inspiration to be a mum, role model to your sisters, and a legend to your friends. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. An inspiration, a role model, a legend. One of the fantastic things about your friends, and I think I can speak for both Richard and Tracy as well, your friends have become our friends as well. Always welcome in the house. They know where the beer fridge is, Kirby. They know where the larder is. And they know the rules about no dancing on the island. Laura. It's good. So there you go. They're summing you up in a few words. George has got lots of passions, massive passions in life. No particular order: will, food, sport, and the environment. George's first entry into sport that I can remember was the Ashton 60-metre sprint. 2 cupcakes for the winner. There was only ever going to be one winner of that thing. As a lot of dads do when their wives are pregnant with their first child. My son, my daughter, is going to play rugby for England, or she's going to play football for Arsenal. George came along. She was immediately indoctrinated into Shelford Rugby Club, causing havoc with the Devlin girls. She played in the team I coached, all the way from under 8s all the way up till she couldn't play in the mixed rugby team anymore. Proper part of the rugby team, hard tackling, trained hard, played hard. But she also had this endearing quality. Anytime she knocked someone over, punched them, hit them, knocked them on their backsides, she'd say sorry. And if I know a lot of you are all nodding your head here because you've seen her do it. And it brings me back, the Shelford Rugby Club used to twin with a German club called Heidelberg. We'd play them away one year, back at our club next year, and we would play them 1 year. I know a lot of you, when you were growing up 12 and 13, there'd always be one player in the team who was so much bigger than everybody. Can you remember all that? And the Germans had this fella, big blonde-haired fella, little Tash at 14. That's always worrying. Can't remember his name, I'll call him Fritz, anyway. So he was on the pitch, causing havoc, running in tries, and George lined him up. I can remember this to this day. She lined him up. He was running down the ring, Fritz, as Germans. George picked him up, put him on his backside, bent over and said, "Sorry, welcome to Shelford." At the same time we were playing rugby, George was a member of Haverhill Karate Club, which she did for approximately 20 years. Started when she was just turned 7, finished only a few years ago coaching. Started in the juniors, went through her belts, got a junior black belt before she was 16. Probably a lot of you don't know this. She won a gold medal in a mixed martial arts tournament at Crystal Palace. Went on to get a junior black belt. Stayed as a junior coach, went up to senior coach, graded all the first and second dan black belts, and then got her senior black belt, then a senior first dan, and finished as a head coach and a second dan black belt at Haverhill Karate Club. Pretty impressive. The same time as the rugby, same time as the karate, George was at Linton College. Doing her GCSEs and her A-levels. It was the first time I ever heard George give a speech. Many years back, George and a lot of the friends here tonight, I'm recognising most of you, they did a day for Teenage Cancer Trust. I remember at the end of the day, and a lot of people were here, George stood up and made this speech, this passionate speech about teenage cancer. And it was unbelievable. That's the first time I'd ever saw the passion you had for things in life. It was just amazing. That was a tear of the eye day as well. So well done on that. From GCSEs, A-levels, Leeds University, a degree in French and history, a year in Paris, speaking fluent French, working in a Paris school. Unbelievable. Then the real world came. Back from Paris, and George had to get a job. Her first job was in Cambridge, herding groups of Chinese students around all the landmarks of Great Britain. And then with great references from there, she moved to London to start with the Allegra group. Georgina's boss, Jeffrey, is over there in the corner over there. We might mention him in 1 second. From small acorns, big things happened. George started with the Camden Clean Air, a massive project, environmental project in London to make the air a better place for London people. Over the years of hard work and dedication, Camden Clean Air is now London Clean Air. It's going onwards. Lots of boroughs are looking to buy it this year. It's going to be massive this year. So well done for that. We've seen your hard work, and so has Will. Will's seen the nice you've done. Running alongside that this year, Earthfest. I know loads of people were there. It's another huge environmental project in London, and to see from Jeffrey's point of view the faith he's put in you, the faith, the trust, and the finance, and the share. George is now a shareholder in Earthfest. This project is going to go from strength to strength over the next few years. So we've seen your hard work, George. Unbelievable from a family point of view. Absolutely fantastic to watch. So I'm going to sum you up. We love you so much. We're proud of you. And thank you so much for letting me be your dad. Well, that's the hard bit out of the way. It's William now. I've got to talk about Will. My only job, mainly in the book, was to welcome Will into the family. But we've known him for 14 years. He's been an integral part of our family for 14 years. Not just as Georgina's partner, not just as my mate, but as a big brother to Freya and Sophia. What can I say about that, Will? Okay, we've never been in doubt. For a dad to never be in doubt about his oldest daughter's partner is amazing. We've never had one iota of doubt, so thank you so much, and we know it's going to go from strength to strength. Will's a sportsman, as you all know. Very good sportsman, footballer, plays up front, scores off his right foot, scores off his left, occasionally with his head. But he's an Arsenal fan. As a person who's never followed a football team, it's really strange, because over the last 3 years, by proxy, I'm now an Arsenal fan. But I've just felt your pain. I have, over the last 3 years. I'm not used to supporting a team that doesn't close things out at the end of a season. We've travelled around Europe to watch games. We've travelled around England, rugby and football. I bought Will a Saracen shirt. I got the Arsenal shirt. George got the Tottenham bra. Lots of support, no cups. Yeah. But apart from the sport, how me and Will really bonded, we've said about Will's passions of sport and the environment, you know how much he loves the environment and his wild camping and dogs and hawks and etc. We bonded over this feisty bird. We bonded over this bird that loved us and hated us in equal measures, drew blood, drove us to distraction. I'm not talking about George here. I'm not talking about, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm not talking about George. We rescued a goshawk. Okay, one of England's rarest breeding birds. We put it back together. Will built it a new tail. We kept it, we flew it, and then we had to teach it to hunt. Around here there's lots of estates, so occasionally we'd borrow a pheasant. Well, more than occasionally, every day we'd borrow 1 or 2 pheasants. But this is the really funny thing here. You've all heard of Where's Wally? The gamekeepers around here had a WhatsApp group called Where's Will? This is not even a joke. The gamekeepers around here had a WhatsApp group called Where's Will? So if they saw him out with a hawk, they could try and catch him red-handed. I remember Will's first day of getting chased. When I was growing up, running from authority was what you did, whether it was police or gamekeepers, etc. But Will's first day was quite impressive. It was Sunday morning, the sun was shining like this, Deborah was at church. We'd taken Goshawk out down to one of the woods, to see if we could get us a pheasant. We walked into the wood, it took about, Will was hunting it at the time, he had it on his fist. A few seconds in, a pheasant got up, Goss was on it, bang, hit the pheasant. That was the one moment when the 2 quad bikes turned up with the gamekeepers. I'm thinking, this is fine, we're going to run. Will was brilliant. Goshawk, one hand under his pheasant in the bag, and we were about 1 mile from the wood to our house. If you've ever seen a bloke cover a mile that quick, absolutely unbelievable. So I haven't summed you up to you, both of you. You've gone so much. You've got such a massive future ahead of you. A huge future of travelling, loving each other, and everything else that goes for it. You've got 2 great role models in your mum and dad, hopefully in me and Deborah. So we love you both. Thank you so much. I couldn't ask for a better person, Will, than to be with my oldest daughter for the rest of your lives. So can I ask you all to stand up? Raise a glass. To Will and Georgina.
How the bloody hell do I follow that? Cheers, mate. Right, thank you, everyone. You should know who I am. If you don't, you're not welcome here. And thank you so much, Jim, for your kind words. That's unbelievable. I nearly cried again.
I did.
Yeah. First of all, I was going to say a couple of ground rules. No heckling, please, and no phones. But I know the England game is on. So if England score, let me know. If you're going to boo one Englishman in a waistcoat, don't let it be me. All right? Thanks, everyone. On behalf of my wife and I, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I know some of you have travelled really far, as Jim's mentioned. Some of you have walked. Actually, Georgina and I walked here. We went to the house after the church for a few photos, and the car took off. So we walked there through the mud. Yeah, so it's not all glamorous, but there you go. First of all, I'd just like to thank the bridesmaids. You all look unbelievable. Lizzie, Sophia, Freya, Kirsty, Katrina, thank you all so much. Thank you for getting George here today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for what sounded like an amazing hen do. Now, I don't know too much, but I'm guessing it was a good one because I had to peel her off the bathroom floor when she got home. So it seemed like a good one. So thank you very much. That's the less said about that, the better, I should say. Thank you to my ushers today, my brother Henry and Bart, Georgina's cousin. Thank you so much for all your help today. Amazing job. Brilliant. We fit everyone in. I did say, I know we had a lot of people, I said, don't put anyone in front of me. I don't want them looking at me when I'm doing all that. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much. A word on my best men. My brother Ben, my little brother Ben, little, he's massive, and my little mate Joe. Sorry, he is little. Thank you both so much for all the help you've put in, making today happen. We've been grafting the last couple of days, and you two have been so helpful. Again, getting me here today, I was a bag of nerves. I was 1-1! It's 1-1! Come on! Hey? Bukayo Saka! Come on! Come on, okay. Right, band, cue up, football's coming home.
Sing it well.
No karaoke just yet, all right. I've not had a drink yet. No, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, thank you so much for getting me here today. Thank you for organising what I've heard is an amazing stag do. My memory of it is slightly hazy. Probably like to keep it that way as well, please. But no, unbelievable job. Thank you. And special mention to my dad and my brother as well for helping out with that. Honestly though, all jokes aside, I couldn't wish for two better blokes to be up here with me. You're just the best friends I could possibly have. You see me through good times, bad times. You'll probably hear about the bad times later. In the house, out the house, just the best lads ever. So if you see them at the bar or you see them without a drink, make sure you top them up. They're going to need it, all right? Thank you so much. Now, when we were talking about what kind of wedding do we want, you know, how do we want to do this? We said, a marquee wedding would be fantastic. We said no frills. You know, I thought it'd be easy. I thought we'd just pop a tent up, loads of our mates, bit of booze. It'd be fantastic, cheap as well. Yeah. How wrong was I? Jeez, okay. I mean, what you see today is just the culmination of months of hard work and planning. And that would not have been possible without so many friends and family helping out. Jim's mentioned a few of them. There's so many to thank. For all of you that have had a hand in this, whether it's decorations or bigger things or little things, thank you so much. Could not have been possible without all of your help today and all of your help over the last week, which has just been crazy. So thank you very much to everyone who contributed today. Now, a word on my new in-laws. I must say, they've felt like my in-laws for so many years. As Jim said, we've known each other for such a long time. It's been a pleasure to know both of you, and I really do feel like you've treated me like one of your own from the beginning, and that means so much to me. I want to thank you, first of all, for your immense contribution to today and all your hard work that you've put in to make today such a special day. I mean, Deborah is the most impressive party planner I've ever seen in my life. Incredible. Just the other day, I was like, oh, these flowers look nice. She's like, no. They'll put them over there. That looks awful. She was amazing. But maybe I'm just rubbish, but there you go. Honestly, I had no doubt that today was going to be a success with the two best party hosts you could ever meet in your life on our side, so thank you so much. And I want to thank you for raising such an incredible daughter. She is amazing, and she's a credit to you both. Jim actually told the story that I was going to tell you already, so we haven't discussed the speeches. But I'd just like to add, to add a bit of context to the story about Georgina smashing the living daylights out of anyone she competes against, and then saying sorry. That is a complete testament to the way that she's been raised by Jim and Deborah. Jim has taught her to be a fierce competitor in everything she does, and she really is that. And Deborah's just taught her to be the most lovely, caring person in the world. And what a combination that is. To you both, I just want to thank you so much for welcoming me to the family through the years. It's been the most incredible time. You've made it so easy to just fit into the family, and I love you both very much. Whether it's days out at the rugby, Sunday roasts over your house, or co-parenting sick birds of prey. I'm just so grateful for the close relationship that we have, and I can't thank you enough. Now to my parents. Thank you also to you for your immense contribution to the wedding and all the hard work that you guys have put in. You both do so much for not only me, my brothers, my sister, the whole family. You are unbelievable people, and you shoulder so much, and I'm so grateful for the both of you. I can't thank you enough as well for getting me in this position, making me the man I am today. My mum always likes to tell a story. When I was just a little boy, I'd say to her, Mum, I don't need to go to school because you've taught me everything I need to know. Now, look, I don't know if I just didn't want to go to school. Probably I was just trying to work my way out of school. But I think there's some truth to that, in a way. You've both taught me the importance of empathy, compassion, how to be a good person, and more importantly, how to shoot with my left foot. But it might go some way to explain why I'm really bad at maths. But to be honest with you, I'm so grateful for the values that you've both instilled in me and the love you've shown me throughout my life. You've always got my back through everything, and I love you both so much. Thank you. And now for the important bit. Now, to tell you the truth, when I was talking to Georgina about my speech, no details, she was like, you just talk about me for 20 minutes, don't you? 20 minutes. I was like, no, I've got some stuff to do here. So I better say some nice things about her. First of all, how beautiful does my wife look? Amazing. I don't know if any of you saw it, but when she first came down the aisle, you're probably looking at her, not me. I went, the only thing I could get out was, wow. Wow. And still, wow. Let me tell you about the first time we met. I met Georgina when I was about 14 years old, which is mad, on a school trip in the south of France. I saw this girl throwing herself into all these activities, sailing, surfing, abseiling, whatever it is, with this insane smile on her face and this confidence and skill. I was so impressed. And I remember thinking to myself, damn, that girl's cool. I've got to get to know her. I was like, damn, that girl. And I'll be honest with you, I just followed her around for that week like a lost puppy. I was in awe. I got to know that girl a little bit better. I met the karate champion, the successful businesswoman, the party animal, you might meet her later, the committed Arsenal fan, the loyal friend, and now the loving wife. Fast forward 15 years from that day in France, and I look at you now, and all I can think is, damn, my wife is cool. Georgina, you impress me every day. You make the world a brighter place for everybody you meet, and you make me a better man. You are the most beautiful bride in the world, and I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with you. I love you so much. Now, if you'd all be upstanding and raise a toast to my beautiful wife, Georgina. And I'll pass over to my best men now. Go easy, boys. Right.
It's alright when you get going.
Yeah. All right, good afternoon. All right, firstly, I'd like to say I'm very nervous about making this speech today. In fact, this must be the third time today I've stood up with a piece of paper in my hand. Closer, sorry. Now, regardless of my nerves, let me introduce myself. My name's Joe, and Will's been one of my best mates for more than 20 years. And in some circles, he's been known as my other half. Now, I really was proud when Will asked me to be his best man. Over the years, Will's been like a brother to me, or should I say more like a mother. To give some context to that, Will and I once went on a trip to Australia. And during the stopover in Doha, I was looking to buy 200 cigarettes. Now, Will was advising me against the idea of this, so much so that in frustration I turned around and snapped back saying, "Mum, just leave it now." And it's actually a true story. Now, I look back to some of my early memories of Will, and there's two things that stick out in my mind. The first thing is his hair. He had a quiff that went from ear to ear. If you're struggling to picture it, just imagine a sunflower with his face in the middle. The second thing is his cheeky grin that he's always wearing, almost to the point where some of our school teachers would know him simply as the smiling boy. Now, another early memory of Will perhaps reveals his competitive side. He was always a very good athlete and often won lots of races during our school sports days. Although I was then the tallest, if you can believe it, I was also the chubbiest, which didn't put me in very good stead when it came to racing him. Now, I thought my time to shine had come when, during the finale, the sack race, I was clearing the lead out front, and then through comes Will in a full swan dive to say victory at the line. But we still argue whether that's within the rules to this day. He continued to practice his swan dives while at secondary school, jumping over the bowling green hedge. I think he was trying to impress Georgina. And this is where they first met. It turns out this tactic didn't work very well, as when our first residential trip came about, Will was still at it. Over this week, he must have done something good, as I recall a picture of Will, Georgina and I was taken whilst out on a boat. Georgina kept asking me to move to the left. So far to the left, actually, by the time the picture was taken, I was completely out of shot. And it only included Will and Georgina. That's an honest mistake, I'm sure. From then, they only went from strength to strength over the years. They grew up together, navigated a long-distance relationship at university, and also travelled the world together. Georgina did try to escape to Paris for the year, but did come back to him. It's so nice to see someone you consider a brother, loved so much by another. Now, I couldn't come up here and not talk about the stag weekend. I'd like to thank Will for his almost misplaced confidence in Ben and I for planning a trip to Hamburg for 22 men. Now, with the Reaper Barn in mind, it was always going to be a bit messy. Will had plenty of moments on the nights out where he looked like he was flagging, but don't worry, he was soon whipped into shape. Although tonight, Will, when you're dancing, please try and keep your shirt on.
So, for those of you who haven't had the pleasure of meeting me, I'm Ben. I'm Will's younger brother and his second best man. Now, the title of being Will's younger brother comes with a certain reputation. Growing up, I was basically Will's personal scapegoat. Any broken lamps? It's definitely my fault. Muddy footprints in the carpet? Definitely know I was being blamed. Being 6 years younger than Will also meant that I was blessed, or you might consider it cursed, with sharing a bedroom with him for a bit over a decade. If you can imagine a tiny Ben, surrounded by posters of all Will's idols, Emil Heskey and Rihanna, desperately trying to sleep while Will blasted his questionable 90s pop-punk music. However, if it wasn't the music, it was definitely him playing Xbox all night. Let's say it wasn't exactly 5-star accommodation, but it definitely helped to build my character. Now, a lot of our childhood together was spent in our family garden, which we sort of treated more like a makeshift football pitch, much to the dismay of our parents. Will, naturally, was the star striker. Let's just say, I spent a significant portion of my formative years diving for his imaginary penalties. And then retrieving them from next door's garden. Thanks to Will for my reflexes to be what they are today. All those countless hours in goal. Although against Will's questionable aim, I probably took more to the face than I ever saved with my hands. And knowing Will, ever the one to make a quip, the only thing he'd ever say to me is, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Now, don't get me wrong, Will wasn't always the suave gentleman you see standing before you today. There was a, shall we say, interesting phase where Will thought having an earring was the pinnacle of coolness. I say having an earring. Will had two, courtesy of my sister Lily, with a sewing needle. And it definitely wasn't a pretty sight. And now I'm not going to go into how he used to conveniently borrow all his earrings from Top Man when he had them. But seriously, Will, you've always been a great brother to me, and you've always been there for me when I've needed you. It's been a real pleasure to be up here with you today and be able to support you throughout the day. You've grown from the mischievous emo teen I knew into a kind, caring, and downright fantastic man. And George, you're a perfect match for Will. You balance him out, you make him laugh, and you somehow manage to tolerate his love of birds. I can't remember a time when you weren't in Will's life, and I couldn't think of anyone better suited for him. And I'm really glad to see you finally joining the Southall clan.
Now, rarely are Will and I this serious, but I'd like to take the opportunity to say the following things. Will's helped me through some tough times over the duration of our friendship, and he's always been supportive and is fiercely loyal. This is something I know he's done for all of his friends and family, and something I know he continues to do for you, George.
I'd also like to say a special thank you to the bridesmaids again, who have been wonderful throughout the day. I'm sure Will and George couldn't have done it without you. And now, if you could all be standing, I'd like to raise a toast to the happy couple. To Will and George.
Does anyone know the football score? 1-1. All right, let's party. Oh, there's coffee and cheese over there. Tuck in.